What's going on YouTube? Infamous Beats here. This is another breakdown video, and in this one I'm gonna show you how to do a Jahlil Beats type beat. So I'm gonna quickly give you a preview of what it sounds like, just a little snippet. Okay, so this is just a quick preview to show you the kind of style that we'll be talking about. And let me now go to the different patterns that I'm gonna break down, and then I'm gonna play the whole thing at the end. So let's start with the first pattern. The first pattern, once again, is a kick. The good old leg heavy kick. Let's open up C5 again. As you can see, the tempo is quite fast, because this is one of the most important characteristics of Jahlil Beats. He uses a really fast tempo, and he tends to switch it up. Instead of using the kicks, he actually does some breaks with the snares and the claps, and I'm gonna show you how to do that later on. So this is just a kick. As you can see, there's quite a lot of them actually. This is how you cue the kick to make it really thumpy. This is the 808. Another thing with Jahlil Beats kind of beats is that he really uses a lot of range from the lower notes. From the lowest notes to the highest note, there's actually usually a lot of distance. So as you can see, the root note on this one is on G4, and the last one, the closing note, is on G5. And that gives it that jumpy feel to it. This is the main brass pattern. This is the lower one, and then there's another one, another higher one. This is how I EQ'd it. Maybe take this down a little bit, it sounds better. Let's go to pattern 4. So this one is the higher brass that kind of sits on top of the other one. Kind of sounds like a synth as well, actually. And as you can see, this one is on D6, and probably, let's go back to the lower brass, and the lower brass will probably be on like D4. Yeah, you see, D4 and D3. So the root notes are always the same, it's just different octaves, and this kind of gives it that, this makes sure that the whole melody is in tune. Okay, let's move on. This is just some plucks. Kind of sounds like a whistle for the hook, to switch it up a little more. Once again, it's D, see, it's D7, T8-7. Just kind of switches it up a little more. The bell plucks, D6. So everything is on D on this one. This is another usual trademark of Jahlil Beats and Young Chop as well, and in general trap beats tend to use a lot of bells. This is a super nice lead that I found in some track expansion. It's called Scissor Bleed. It just switches up pretty much the same melody from the bell synth. Sounds pretty nice. Let's move on to the snare. This is a traditional Young Chop snare. As you can see, it's not only on the 8s, but it's also, here it doubles up and here it speeds up even more. And this is a kind of a trademark of Jahlil Beats as well, where he usually substitutes the kicks with the snares and the claps to make like some breaks and some different bridges to make the beat sound more different and more interesting. Let's move on to, this is just a percussion. This is some kind of, this is a kind of like a lead, a whistle for the hook. As you can see, it's on 16 bars. And this is how I EQ'd it. It's called the Dead Pastor again, in the trap expansion from Nexus. This is just some percussions, snare roll. This is just a quickly chopped snare. As you can see, and as you can actually hear as well, it kinda rises. And how I did that is pretty much with the velocity. You just start off like this, and they all sound the same. You can hear. And then after you chop them up to change the velocity, you just grab the last note. Make sure you're on velocity. You grab the last note with the right click on the mouse. And then you just keep clicked, just keep the mouse clicked, and you just go down. And this way it will come in as it will fade in like that. And this actually changes the whole thing up a little bit and makes it more interesting. These are like some hits, cardiac hits. You can use whatever orchestra hits or any other kind of hit that you want. This is the EQ. It's tubular bells. And that's it. No need to save. And now I'm gonna play the beat to make you hear what it sounds like. Then I did like some automations as well, some frequencies, some free filters to make it a little more interesting and switch it up a little more. What this does is the panning, that in the intro it will switch more from the left to the right to the center and then get centered again. And then these are the filters again, and then there's some breaks and everything. I'm gonna let you hear till the hook. And then you can also download this, you can lease this beat on my SoundClick as well. It's like $7.99 or whatever. So just check it out. This is what the beat sounds like. This is where the hook kicks in. Make it a hit. That's it. That's the end of the beat. Once again, you can lease it for $7.99 on my SoundClick, or hit me up here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Later.